investigating the Clippers and executive consultant Jerry West over their recruitment of Kawhi Leonard in 2019. Earlier this week, TMZ was the first to report that a man who claims to be close to Kawhi and Kawhi's uncle, Dennis Robertson, sued West and the Clippers, saying that he is owed $2.5 million for his role in guiding Kawhi Leonard to come to L.A. West has denied any wrongdoing to TMZ. The investigation falls under the rule that prohibits indirect communications to show interest in a player. So if the league finds wrongdoing, the Clippers could be penalized with fines up to $10 million and a loss of draft picks. Kawhi was asked about the investigation after last night's Clippers preseason game.
Regarding the news of today, the NBA opening the investigation into the team, how well do you know Johnny Wilkes, and did he play any role in your recruitment to this team, your decision to join this team in 2019?
Not at all. That has nothing to do with me. Nobody persuade my mind to go somewhere. So, I'm from LA, and I grew up here my whole life, and out here, people try to, find any way to get some money. So it probably won't be the last. I know a lot of people out here.
ESPN insider Adrian Wojnarowski live on SportsCenter for more on this. And Woj, plain and simple, realistically, what kind of potential problems are the Clippers facing?
Sage, it's kind of hard to see a path with this Johnny Wilkes individual, to significant, if any, real sanctions. He's not the agent. He's not a family member. And, when you look at the suit and the things he said he provided to the Clippers, things such as, in the meeting with Kawhi, it would be important for you to tell him about how you're going to beat LeBron James and the Lakers. I mean, those are all kind of run-of-the-mill things that you're going to talk about with every player in a free agency meeting. But the league does, they will investigate when there's an allegation. They did investigate last year when there were some allegations about Kawhi Leonard's uncle and business associate Dennis Robertson, and they didn't find anything that was punishable to the league, but they'll look into it again now. Okay, let's shift to James Harden and the Houston Rockets. The regular season begins next week, as we all know. Any progress, Woj, as his trade request still looms out there before next Wednesday's beginning? Well, Houston's having conversations all over the league, well beyond Brooklyn and Philadelphia, those two preferred destinations for James Harden. But, they're finding this is a little bit of a difficult time of the year, to really have teams be really aggressive in making their offers. Everybody kind of thinks they're going to be pretty good right now. They kind of want to start the season, see what it looks like with their teams. But it can all change, as you know, in a trade scenario in a moment. But right now, there's nothing imminent. There's conversations both in the East and West. And, the Rockets are going to try to be patient and get what they are really determined to get, which is a high-level young player and draft picks in any deal they do for James Harden.
All right, much more from Woj and company coming up on NBA Countdown, not just on the Rockets, but the entire league. That's top of the hour on ESPN2. Woj, thank you.
Thanks, Sage.
Against LA Clippers team and consultant Jerry West involving the free agency recruitment of Kawhi Leonard in 2019. Johnny Wilkes, a man who claims to be best friends with Kawhi's uncle Dennis Robertson,
not anymore,
filed a lawsuit in LA County Superior Court against West and the Clippers, alleging that the team consultant owes him $2.5 million in an oral agreement made for helping the Clippers sign Kawhi Leonard. The Clippers issued the following statement, quote, "The lawsuit filed by Johnny Wilkes is replete with inaccuracies and the allegations are baseless. The Clippers fully cooperating with the NBA in its investigation, which is standard when these types of allegations are made. They are providing the NBA with evidence that the allegations are false." And Kawhi Leonard himself had this to say after last night's game.
How well do you know Johnny Wilkes, and did he play any role in your recruitment to this team, your decision to join this team in 2019?
Not at all. That has nothing to do with me. I'm from LA, and I grew up here my whole life, and out here, people try to, find any way to get some money. So it probably won't be the last. I know a lot of people out here.
Richard, this is not college recruiting, right? I mean, we don't usually see runners in the NBA, which is basically what this guy is alleging he was.
It's weird because you want to say, okay, was this introduction done during the Toronto, when he was in Toronto, before free agency? That would be the only things like, hey, I'm going to connect you, I'm going to do all of these things. But if it wasn't done during that time period, there's nothing illegal here. This is professional sports. This is why it's done this way. No one cares.
First of all,
this is an LA guy. Tell him.
If you don't got nothing signed from Jerry West, look, hey, if I get you Kawhi 2.5, then this doesn't have any legs. It sounds like an AAU deal. Yeah. Like if you want my son or my nephew to come play with you, then it costs this money. That goes on an AAU. I know firsthand.
Producer Danny literally just said in Richard's IFB, Richard, how much did you get?
I got 0. I wasn't that good. See, Paul was #1 player coming out as a sophomore and as a junior, he was top 10 everywhere.
You know what I got coming? I got a suit jacket. Just because that was the dress uniform with a clip-on tie. So that's what I got.
Yeah, Arizona, I didn't get anything.
Here's what I would say from an outsider's. I obviously was not on the phone with Jerry West or any of these people. I do not know what happened. I will look forward to the results of the investigation. But from an outsider's perspective, if they knew they could, quote, get Kawhi for $2.5 million,
they would have paid double that.
They would not have given up all of those draft picks for Paul George.
Yeah.
Right? Think about the price that they paid for Kawhi Leonard. We know the price they paid for Kawhi Leonard. It was a trade deal to the Oklahoma City Thunder that gave them their best young player and picks for the rest of eternity.
Man.
If all that they were going to get was, oh, this guy will get him for you, man, that would have been getting off late.
And then they have the voicemail as evidence of Jerry West, and it's I listened to it. There's nothing there. It's saying, hey, thank you, we appreciate it, and he might have said a comment about the Lakers, which was true at the time, right? I'm not going to repeat, the show that he was saying that the Lakers were, which was true, but there was nothing in that voicemail. So it's here's evidence of him calling me and saying thank you. That's not evidence of $2.5 million, and so maybe there's more out there.
Let me ask you. So let's just say there's some legs to this, and he's right on what he's saying. Okay, the NBA investigates. Okay, so what happens now? The trade is null and void?
No. What they do is
they fine you.
Remember Joe Smith?
You get a huge fine.
Remember Joe Smith? Okay. Where he had that kind of under-the-table contract and fire his agent. They could penalize him, take away draft picks, take away all that stuff. So that's the penalty. Now, that was hard for Minnesota because Minnesota with KG and all them, they weren't a free agent destination, so they really had to do it via draft picks. The Clippers, if they were to lose a couple of draft picks, and it would probably be after the draft picks that they were that the OKC got. So it really put them back 5 or 6 years with draft picks, which could be detrimental.
It is funny to see this phone call paraded around because it doesn't actually prove the allegations involved, but also
baseless.
It's sort of holding up oh, look what Jerry West said about the Lakers. Well, Jerry West split from the Lakers is very well documented and well publicized.
And he wasn't lying. He wasn't lying at the time.
That is something. That is a matter of opinion. But I will just say that there's no scandal in the fact that Jerry West doesn't have the nicest thing to say about the Lakers these days. That is, again, a split that's been well documented. All right, coming up, a plurality of NBA GMs pick Steph Wizard. Bigs battling for position. Blake Griffin tosses Thomas Bryant aside.
Get here, little fella.
And then laughs about it.
Watch out, little fella.
He's laughing. That's what's disrespectful when somebody treats you like that and then starts laughing at you.
I mean, Blake's kind of sneaky, one of the best trolls in the NBA, right?
That's not even sneaky.
Hey, little fella, sit down right here for a little bit.
Here, get over here.
Hey, sit down.
He looks at him and laughs. He looks at him.
You ain't about to do nothing. You ain't gonna do nothing. That little push ain't nothing.
Come on, man. Hey, he pours the water. That was a good one. What? That was amazing.
Right?
That right there is top 5 fan interaction of all time. This one.
And there we go. No, I'm fine. I don't mind being traded from the Clippers, but I gotta go. See ya.
I'm good.
Mish scouting reports. Mavs down 2 in overtime, and Boban gets the play call. Nearly buries the game winner. Paul.
Oh my God! I don't want you taking that during regular season, Bo.
What don't you want in a preseason game, Paul? What don't you want from a game in a preseason game?
You can do anything in preseason.
You just don't want an overtime.
No
overtime.
It's already overtime.
No, so you don't want any more. You don't want any more overtime.
There is nobody who wants.
Let's have Boban shoot a 3. That's all we're gonna get. Let's get the hell out of here.
People say free basketball during the preseason, and you're like, no, it's costing me minutes of my life.
Yeah.
There you go.
They don't want this. Shoot a 3 and let's go home.
Make Flair. Hornets Magic. First, LaMelo hitting the three.
Hey, let me tell you something. Melo gonna be nice. Hey, I already think he's better than his brother
I
right
think
now.
you got to say LaMelo
Right now.
while Carmelo is still in the league. I don't think we can do
Yeah,
it.
his name is LaMelo.
I mean,
LaMelo
he
for
got
now.
flair.
Right? Look at this one.
He looked like J. Kidd with his passes, I'm telling you.
Well, they said down in the Australian league.
Oh,
that
look at
he
this.
was Pairing
That's
up with that.
He's got something
Like, they
to
thought
him.
his brother was J. Kidd. No, this is J. Kidd right here. This
That
is
right,
J.
that pass
Kiddish.
right there, yeah, that pass.
One hand.
Right?
Oh, man.
Yeah.
That'd be good. See,
Ooh.
we said LaMelo was already our league pass star for the whole season. We already know.
Okay. You just gotta keep.
No.
That's my rookie of the year right there.
In
Already?
Charlotte? Oh,
Yeah, in Charlotte, of course.
Yeah.
Missed recognition. Luka hanging out on the sideline. We've seen this before, Paul. Tries to give someone a fist bump.
Hey, you got to extend your arm out a little more, dude.
Right?
Yeah.
You got to give it and put it in a visual.
Yeah.
She's not
But he
even looking.
didn't sound
Hey, I
right.
know you've been in America for a short while, but there's a certain type of way you have to adapt. You know, you gotta, like,
You
this
are guilty of this too, Paul. Look at this.
I'm looking at the crowd. I'm like, hey, I'm
He's in the
trolling.
crowd.
I'm
And he's a
trolling. I'm
member of
looking
the
up.